When it comes to animals, we tend to think of species as being neatly divided into categories. But nature doesn't always follow our rules. Sometimes it creates accidental combinations of seemingly very different animals. And over the past few 100 million years, some of these combinations have worked out so well that the resulting species have become major parts of our biosphere. Hi, and welcome to Minute Earth. Most animals today belong to what we call higher taxonomic groups, like mammals, or birds, or reptiles. But their evolutionary histories are a lot more complicated than just one group. For example, a bird's skull has features in common with the skulls of other birds, but also features in common with the skulls of alligators and dinosaurs. That's because birds evolved from a group of theropod dinosaurs, the same group that gave rise to things like but sometimes the combination of different animal parts results in an animal that's not just a kind of one thing and a kind of another thing, but something entirely new. Like take the star-nosed mole. It has the body of a mole, the head of a shrew, a nose shaped like a hand with 5 fleshy fingers and a tail like a rat. If we were to try to classify it by its morphology alone, we would end up putting it in about 17 different groups, none of which are particularly accurate. But DNA analysis has revealed that this little animal is actually just a bizarre sort of shrew. Its ancestors were small proto-wombats who chose violence, becoming shrew-like animals with giant noses that they used to dig for earthworms. Or consider the frogfish, which has the head and torso of a frog and the fishy part of a fish. It has such a weird mix of traits that, until recently, we didn't even know that frogfish were real. Turns out, they are a bizarre kind of fish that evolved from a group of fishes called lungfish, which are also weird in that they have lungs as well as gills. Some of their fishy relatives even have feet! And then there's the platypus, which lays eggs, but as a mammal, which means that, in addition to milk, it also produces eggs. And the echidna, which is even more egg-focused than the platypus, though it, too, is a mammal. These two animals are so bizarre that they were once classified in their own class, along with all birds and all reptiles. We now know that they're actually mammals that chose to keep a hold of an ancestral trait, laying eggs. They're living relatives of the very first mammals, which were small shrew-like animals that chose violence. In each of these cases, we're seeing the results of millions of years of evolution. A process that can take a small population of animals and turn them into something totally new. In the case of the star-nosed mole, we're looking at the result of a fairly recent evolutionary event. Something that happened in the last 35 million years or so. But for the most part, the animals we're talking about here, the ones that really break the mold, are the result of very ancient events that happened hundreds of millions of years ago.